So what is your advice out of what you just said to the young players?
Yeah, I think, the advice is that like you never want to do things out of spite, right? A coach can make a career for a player, but a coach should never break a career of a player, right? Unless you let them. And so if you find yourself in situations where you're not getting the playing time, you don't like the way a coach talks to you, you don't like the system that you're playing in, you don't like the position you're having to play, it's just about then working back from like what's the destination you want to be, right? If that's a starter in the team or if that's to sign a pro contract, kind of looking at the destination and working back from there to set those goals so that you can continue to have short, mid, and long-term goals to push yourself, sort of removes you from that hyper focus on today, right? And today you might not be playing. Today you might not have the best performance. You might not have a coach that you like. But the moment that you can remove yourself from that stress of delivering today, and you can put it into a much bigger process, I think you give yourself a little bit more grace, and you give yourself more forgiveness, and you give yourself more time to work on things versus needing it to happen today or tomorrow or yesterday. And looking back on my career, if I could give myself that same advice, I think things could have been different when I wasn't in the team or I didn't start for a couple of games, especially when I was in Germany and I was alone and I was far from home. I would be overwhelmed, and I would just think about how missing these 2 games as a starter would affect me in 8 years from now on like making a World Cup team or playing for the team that I wanted to. And I allowed situations that I couldn't control to control me in a lot of ways. And I wish that I had had that type of advice or trust in that process to know that 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 games or even a couple of months or even a half a year or a year setback doesn't have to define you and where you're trying to go.
Oh, I love that. I mean, that's with everything in life, right? We should set, like, always look at where we want to be in like 2 years or 5 years and 10 years, like there should always be goals.
There's a thing